Welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive. This time, we are going into the world of medical imaging.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting stuff, and we're going to be looking specifically at how doctors can actually isolate
Mm,
organs and tissues in images like X-rays, CT scans, and MRIs.
right.
And this is called medical image segmentation.
Yeah.
It's really important for diagnosis and treatment planning.
It's like giving doctors a magnifying glass.
Yeah, exactly. So they can zero in on exactly what they need to see.
Mm-hmm.
And for a while now, convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, have been kind of the go-to tool for doing this. But,
Yeah.
you know, as with all things, CNNs have a few limitations.
Sure.
So today we're diving into a research paper that might just change the game.
Okay.
It's called UTNet, a hybrid transformer architecture for medical image segmentation.
Interesting.
And this paper is really looking at how this new technique called UTNet could be a big step forward in medical image segmentation.
One of the things that makes this paper so interesting is that it combines two really powerful approaches.
Okay.
CNNs, which, as you said, have been kind of the workhorse of image analysis,
Right.
and transformers, which have completely revolutionized natural language processing.
Okay, so I get that CNNs are good at analyzing images, but transformers, those are usually used for things like language translation or text generation, right?
Yeah.
How do those apply to medical images?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
Think about it this way.
Okay.
CNNs are like detectives that are focusing on individual clues in an image. They're great at picking up those local features and patterns.
Okay.
Transformers, on the other hand, those are kind of like the team leader who connects all the clues to see the bigger picture.
Ah, interesting.
They excel at understanding long-range dependencies or, how different parts of the image actually relate to each other.
So are you saying that CNNs are missing some crucial information then?
Well, let's put it this way. Imagine you're trying to assemble a jigsaw puzzle, but you can only see a few pieces at a time.
Right.
You might miss how those pieces fit into the overall picture, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what can happen with CNNs.
Mm-hmm.
They can sometimes struggle to understand how distant parts of an image relate to each other.
That makes sense, especially with medical images. You need to understand the whole context.
Right.
Not just little isolated bits and pieces.
Exactly, and that's where transformers come in.
Okay.
Their secret weapon is this thing called self-attention.
Self-attention.
It's like giving each pixel in the image the ability to communicate with every other pixel,
Wow.
figuring out which relationships are the most important.
So it's like each pixel is whispering to the other pixel saying, hey, I think I see something important over there. Take a look.
I like that. That's a great way to visualize it.
Yeah.
So UTNet takes advantage of both approaches.
Okay.
It uses convolutional layers to extract those detailed local features.
Mm-hmm.
And then it brings in the self-attention mechanism from transformers to kind of connect the dots and understand the image as a whole.
So it's getting the best of both worlds then.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've heard that transformers can be really computationally expensive.
Mm-hmm.
So how does UTNet handle that?
Well, that's where things get really clever.
Okay.
UTNet introduces what they call efficient self-attention.
Efficient self-attention.
Instead of having every single pixel talk to every other pixel, which would take forever,
Yeah.
they streamline the process.
Okay.
It's kind of like summarizing a long meeting into just the key bullet points.
Ah, okay.
Can you give me a bit more detail on how that works?
Sure. They essentially project the information from each pixel into a smaller,
Okay.
more manageable space.
Right.
This dramatically reduces the computational burden while still capturing those crucial long-range relationships.
So it's all about finding that sweet spot between accuracy and efficiency then.
Yeah, exactly.
But isn't there more to understanding an image than just the content of each pixel? What about the position of each pixel?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The location of each pixel matters, especially in medical images. Right.
Where anatomical structures have specific spatial relationships.
Yeah.
And UTNet takes this into account with something called relative positional encoding.
Okay, break that down for me. What is relative positional encoding and why is it so important?
So it's kind of like adding coordinates to a map.
Okay.
It tells the model not just what each pixel represents,
Mhm.
but also where it's located in relation to every other pixel.
So it's giving the model a sense of direction.
Precisely.
Yeah, so it can see not only the trees, but the whole forest.
Exactly.
Okay.
And this relative positional encoding isn't fixed. It's actually learned by the network.
Wow.
So it adapts to the specific image content and the task.
Oh, that's cool.
Now let's talk about the architecture of UTNet itself.
Okay.
It follows a U-shaped design, which is quite popular in image segmentation.
Oh, like UNet.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. UTNet builds upon that proven structure,
Right.
and it enhances it by strategically weaving in the transformer modules at different levels.
So they're adding that magic, of transformers to the already successful UNet architecture.
Exactly.
Got it.
And this allows UTNet to capture those long-range
Hmm.
dependencies at multiple scales of the image, from the big picture down to the finest details.
Oh, wow.
You might be wondering, what specific medical image application did they actually use to test UTNet?
Yeah, where did they really put this to the test?
They chose a pretty challenging task in cardiology.
Okay.
Multi-label, multi-vendor, cardiac MRI segmentation.
Okay, hold on. Multi-vendor, what does that mean?
It means that the dataset included images from different MRI manufacturers,
Hmm.
like Siemens, GE, and Philips.
Okay.
And each manufacturer's machine can produce images that look slightly different, even if they're showing the same thing.
Oh, so it's kind of like trying to recognize your friend in photos taken with different cameras, same friend, different look.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes the task a lot harder, which is why testing on multi-vendor data is so important for real-world applications. They wanted to see if UTNet could handle these variations and still deliver accurate results.
So how did it perform? Was it able to rise to the challenge?
The results are actually quite impressive.
Okay.
UTNet outperformed several leading models, including UNet, ResUNet,
Wow.
and even a dual attention network, which also uses self-attention.
That's a pretty impressive list to beat.
Yeah.
What made UTNet perform so much better than the dual attention approach, though?
Well, remember those computational efficiency issues we talked about earlier?
Yeah, right.
While the dual attention network also incorporates self-attention,
Mm-hmm.
its implementation isn't quite as efficient.
Right.
It struggles with the high-resolution images that are so crucial in medical imaging.
Okay.
UTNet's efficient self-attention really gives it an edge here.
So efficiency is key.
Yeah.
And what about its performance across those different MRI vendors? Was it able to generalize well?
Yes. UTNet showed remarkable robustness,
Hmm.
maintaining consistent performance even when tested on images from vendors it hadn't seen during training. This suggests that UTNet could be a really reliable tool in real-world clinical settings.
Yeah, because those variations are so common.
Exactly.
Reliable results across different systems are absolutely crucial for real-world applications.
Right.
But how can we be sure that all the different parts of UTNet are really contributing to its success?
To dig deeper into this, the researchers did something called an ablation study.
Now, for those of us who aren't familiar with that term, can you explain what an ablation study is and why it's important?
Imagine you're trying to figure out how a complex machine works.
Okay.
You might start by removing one part at a time to see how it affects the machine's performance.
Right.
That's essentially what an ablation study does.
Ah.
It helps researchers pinpoint which components of a model are truly essential for its success.
So it's like playing detective with the model, figuring out which parts are the real MVPs.
Exactly. And the ablation study for UTNet revealed some really interesting insights.
Yeah.
They found that the strategic placement of the self-attention modules mattered, especially at higher levels where the model is working with fine-grained details.
Hmm.
They also confirmed that their efficient self-attention mechanism with its specific reduced size was the sweet spot for balancing performance and efficiency.
It sounds like they really fine-tuned this model to squeeze out the best performance.
They did.
Yeah.
And importantly, the study showed that both the transformer encoder and decoder,
Okay.
along with that relative positional encoding we discussed,
Right.
all played a crucial role in UTNet's impressive results.
Wow, it's like a well-coordinated team where each player contributes to the overall win.
Exactly.
This ablation study is fascinating. It really shows how carefully the researchers designed UTNet and how each piece of the puzzle contributes to its success. But I'm curious, is UTNet only good for analyzing hearts? Or could it be used for other types of medical images as well?
That's a great question, and it's one that researchers are actively exploring. While this particular paper focused on cardiac MRI segmentation, there's a lot of excitement about UTNet's potential to be applied to other areas of medical imaging as well.
Like what?
Oh, think about brain scans, lung x-rays, mammograms.
Wow.
The possibilities are really vast.
So it's not just about improving the accuracy of segmenting the heart.
Right.
It's about potentially revolutionizing how we analyze all sorts of medical images. That's huge.
It really is.
It-
And what's even more exciting is that the researchers have made their code publicly available.
Oh, wow.
This means that other researchers and developers can build upon their work,
Awesome.
experiment with UTNet on different data sets, and potentially adapt it to new applications.
That's the beauty of open science.
Exactly.
It accelerates progress and allows for more collaboration and innovation.
Absolutely.
So if UTNet is so successful, does this mean that traditional CNNs are on their way out?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
CNNs still have their strengths,
Okay.
especially when it comes to analyzing local features and textures within images. But UTNet's success really highlights the importance of considering these new hybrid approaches.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best solution isn't about choosing one technique over another,
Right.
but rather finding ways to combine their strengths.
It's like having a toolbox with a variety of tools. You wouldn't use a hammer for every task, right?
Exactly.
Sometimes you need a screwdriver or a wrench or even a combination of tools.
Exactly. And we're seeing this trend of hybrid approaches gaining traction in other areas of computer vision as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not just in medical imaging. Transformers are proving to be incredibly versatile and adaptable.
It's pretty amazing how transformers have gone from being primarily used in language processing
Right.
to now being applied to images and vision tasks.
It speaks to the power of these models and the creativity of the research community
Yeah.
in finding new and innovative ways to apply them. UTNet is a perfect example of this. Taking a technique that revolutionized one field and adapting it to make a real impact in another.
This whole conversation has really highlighted this fast-paced and constantly evolving nature of medical imaging.
Absolutely.
It seems like every day there's a new breakthrough or discovery.
Absolutely. And the potential for improving patient care is enormous.
Yeah.
With tools like UTNet, we can strive for more accurate diagnoses, more personalized treatment plans,
Right.
and ultimately, better health outcomes.
So what does this all mean for our listener who's been with us on this deep dive into the world of UTNet?
It means that the future of medical imaging is bright.
Yeah.
We're on the verge of a new era where AI-powered tools can help us see and understand the human body in ways we never thought possible.
It's like we're equipping doctors with a superpower,
Yeah.
giving them the ability to see beyond the surface and into the intricate details hidden within medical images.
And it's not just about the technology itself.
Right.
It's about the collaborative spirit of the research community,
Yeah.
the open sharing of knowledge, and the drive to use these advancements to make a real difference in people's lives.
Before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listener with a thought-provoking question to ponder.
Okay.
We've seen how UTNet has excelled in medical image segmentation, but could this just be the tip of the iceberg?
What do you mean?
Well, we've talked about how UTNet can accurately isolate organs and tissues,
Right.
but what if we could take it a step further?
Okay.
Could UTNet's capabilities be used to automatically detect abnormalities or diseases within those images?
You're thinking about moving beyond segmentation and into the realm of diagnosis.
Exactly.
That's a fascinating idea.
Imagine a future where AI-powered tools built upon the foundation of UTNet and other cutting-edge research could analyze medical images and flag potential areas of concern for doctors to review.
It could revolutionize the way we approach screening and early detection of diseases.
Yeah.
Think about the impact this could have on conditions like cancer, where early detection is crucial for successful treatment.
It could also help alleviate the workload on radiologists, allowing them to focus on the most complex cases while the AI assists with initial screenings.
And let's not forget about the potential for more personalized treatment plans.
Right.
If AI can help us understand the specific characteristics of a patient's condition based on their medical images, it could lead to more targeted and effective therapies.
The possibilities are truly mind-boggling. From more accurate segmentation to automated disease detection and personalized medicine, UTNet and similar advancements are paving the way for a future where medical imaging plays an even more central role in healthcare.
And as with any powerful technology, it's crucial to approach these advancements with careful consideration of ethical implications and potential biases.
Right.
We need to ensure that these tools are developed and deployed responsibly with the goal of improving patient care and health equity for all.
Yeah, it really is incredible to think about how far we've come in medical imaging
It really is.
and how AI is kind of pushing the boundaries even further.
Yeah, it really is a testament to human ingenuity and the power of collaboration, From the early days of X-rays to the sophisticated AI models we have today.
Right.
It's been an amazing journey.
It's a journey that's far from over, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with research like UTNet paving the way. Who knows what incredible breakthroughs are just around the corner?
I'm particularly excited to see how these advancements translate into, tangible benefits for patients.
Yeah.
Imagine a world where diseases can be detected earlier, treatments are more personalized, and healthcare is more accessible and equitable for all.
That's a future worth striving for.
For sure.
And research like this, I don't know about you, but it gives me hope that we're heading in the right direction.
Absolutely.
So for our listener, just remember that this deep dive into UTNet, it's just a glimpse into this exciting world of medical imaging.
Yeah,
There's so much more to explore and discover out there.
absolutely.
So keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep an eye out for those incredible innovations that are shaping the future of healthcare.
That's all for this deep dive.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.